Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and start recording here. Um, yeah, so Thrive membership and just kind of taking it to that next level, right?
Hmm.
There's two schools of thought. You can do things the cheap way. We kind of talked about this, I think, last time we spoke. You can do things the cheap way and just kind of end up screwing yourself, really, because you're not properly equipped, or you can pay a little bit more up front and you know deal with that. Yeah, you're bleeding capital for a little while, but you also have a way better shot of actually making sales because your site looks good. So
Yep. Yep. And I kind of recommend that approach. I mean, um, yeah, I mean, don't go crazy with spending so much on like every single premium theme, but the only way to figure out if a premium theme is the one you like is to pay for it. I wouldn't, yeah, recommend finding whatever bootlegged premium themes and all that stuff. It's like for that stuff, you want to get the legit copies and things like that. And
yeah,
yeah, it's just it kind of puts you in a position to where your back's a little bit against the wall. But luckily, with things like Thrive Themes, they have an affiliate program. So like my first priority is to make back my money, usually promoting that same product. So I mean, if you're gonna buy it, then like there's other people looking for premium themes. So my number one goal is to like cancel out my investment with affiliate commissions. So
for sure.
that's how I approach it.
Oh, please believe there's going to be a link in the description for this video. There's
Yeah.
going to be a link there. But I think it's interesting, man, because I really just kind of took a step back and thought about it the other day. This journey, and I don't think I'm the only person. Like for ClickFunnels stuff, I'm branching out and just kind of using my own life and trying to find different angles, right? So
Mhm.
one of the big intimidating things as a writer was, figuring out how to market your book and get it out there and all that. So I started writing about that specifically, right? And trying to get people signed up for different self-publishing stuff and ClickFunnels and whatever. But I took a step back and I was like, you know what? When I was in that position, if someone would have told me that, I would have said, no, screw you. I'm doing this the bootstrap way. But bootstrapping fucking sucks, man. And I don't think there's enough people saying that and being real about it. Like, hey, don't bootstrap. Like, you're probably better off buying the softwares you really need, the plugins you really need upfront, not going too crazy, right? But because you don't want it to become like a crutch, but definitely get what you need to get started. Don't.
Exactly. And just save up until you're at that point. Like get the part-time job and keep it until you have made that first profitable campaign or whatever. Um, because ClickFunnels is not going to make you a good marketer. Having an autoresponder is not going to make you a good marketer, but having good tools is going to help you and save time and money. It's just going to make you look, it's going to improve your results, assuming that you do what you have to do. I mean, if your sites have no content and you've got a pretty premium theme that you paid $100 for, who cares?
Right.
But if you are putting in the work or are getting articles written and you're adding them consistently and your site's getting traffic, it's only going to help. If you have the default free WordPress theme, I'm sure you'll still make money. Most people aren't designers and they don't care about that stuff as long as you give them the information that they came to your site for. But if your site looks better and it's in a more appealing and kind of maybe more optimized to convert, and you've put some thought into that, you're only going to increase your chances for that. And most people are not coders or developers or whatever, and so these premium themes, they give you a lot of times more flexibility and customization and changing colors and stuff. So like you can make it really look really professional, whereas with just a few clicks of a button, whereas a free theme, usually they don't come with a lot of customization. So like you're pretty much stuck with whatever is the out of the box, whatever that developer came up with, you know.
That's
So
super interesting, man. I remember getting started and being so um, confused about what direction to go. And it took me, I want to say I had Meditation Life, the meditation store. I had that thing up and running without any kind of pop-ups, any kind of like email capture, anything for a long, 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 long time. And then I stumbled across HubSpot and I started using theirs for free. But even using HubSpot was like a learning curve because you have to like get into there's certain amounts of knowledge you end up gaining through doing that, obviously. But
mhm.
I think when you're first starting out, you really want to be able to go through something kind of like a step by step, a compass, if you will, for really understanding, hey, this is going to lead to something, right? Or
Mhm.
else you'll just flail all over the place. You'll get Shopify, or you'll get ClickFunnels, and you'll make half-ass decisions because you don't really have a goal, you know. And Thrive Themes, that's one of the things I'm super interested in, is having each and every one of my sites have built-in like features, email capture and
Mhm.
this and that. And I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff I don't even know about yet. So
Yeah, and they've done a good job of making their themes work. You know, they've got their plugins that work well with their themes. So like pretty much anything you can think of, they've already made it or they're working on it, which is nice because you don't sure you can go outside of Thrives and find that perfect little solution that you may be looking for that they haven't developed yet. But they've 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 pretty much come up with most everything you could need to, you know, make sales or increase conversions on your site, with all their plugins and stuff. And you probably won't even use half of them, but
right.
so I
So
mean,
it's kind of like a one-stop shop for a blogger, for somebody who's newer, a blogger, affiliate marketer, whatever. Um, if you're a beginner, it
yeah.
seems to be a good
Yeah,
one.
because they're marketers too, and you know, like if you were just to get your premium theme elsewhere, then you'll still have to kind of like add in your own plugins for all this other stuff. Whereas they've pretty much got a lot of the, um, you know, plugins that you'll find useful as a marketer for, like you said, the lead gens, like Thrive Leads and stuff. They've
Yeah,
just got several different ways to capture leads on your blog, and they've got, you know, that plugin to split test your headlines on your blog post. That's pretty cool.
nice.
So you can
Yeah,
see which title converts the best, and
yeah.
just interesting things like that.
That's cool, man. I was taking a Freedom course recently, and they were talking about, um, I think the phrase was, measurement is the language of marketing or something like that. So really like getting into the weeds about tracking everything and really paying attention to that. I think a lot of beginners, myself included, um, you're so fast to want to go grab that first bit of money, you know, try to make sure that it's working, proof of concept, if you will, that you
Mhm.
kind of speed past the diligence that really, this online stuff is not easy in that sense. It's extremely complicated when you get it. If we're talking the amount of detailed and intentional things that you can do, right? Um,
Yeah, I guess, you know, once you put it all together, it's fairly simple to maintain it. But I was telling, you know, Tyler, a friend, the other day, I was like, man, you know, even you, you know, all the stuff that you've learned, you could teach several classes. I mean, you could teach sort of like an advanced class already on websites and affiliate marketing, or you could teach a really, really basic course, like for people that are just getting started. You could just walk them through like what a domain is and what a host is and how to connect the two and how to set up a WordPress blog. Like those are things that, you know, people are paying thousands of dollars to learn this in a university. So like, don't discount the fact that you know how to do those things, and you
mm,
can charge, even if you charge half of that, that's more than most people make in a day or a week at their job. So like just having one person that you can coach through that so that they don't have to go through a course, they can just learn from another human. Like it has value to people. you know, just things that we don't think about because you're doing it every day. You're like, man, I haven't made, you know, $1,000 in a day yet or whatever. But like all of the little pieces that you're doing, like it's a lot of steps.
A lot of
Um,
steps.
and
It's a
so
lot
being
of
able
steps.
to, I mean, just imagine the amount of time and money you could save somebody if you could just hold them by the hand and walk them through that so they don't have to spend hours figuring it out. Cause that's what's the frustrating part about this whole online marketing stuff. It's the actions that we take and they're not hard, but learning the steps when it's finding that blueprint
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
They exist. There's lots of them, but like
They're
when
segmented. Yeah.
yeah, when you first get started, unless you just lucked out and happened to stumble across like one of us in a bar or something, and
Right.
we showed you the
Great
blueprint.
Jeffries, SEO
Yeah,
affiliate domination.
yeah. If we didn't show you the blueprint from day one, you probably feel just alone, like you're on a little island. Like even though the information's out there, you don't know where it's at. So you feel like the internet's just this big place, and you know, all marketers are scammers, and is this stuff really real?
Dude,
But
there's your boy. You sent out an email today, and your friend, the dude, the redhead guy,
Ian, yeah.
Ian. I clicked on it and I bought that book because I look forward to reading it. But that's just it's so much value add, just your email thing. But one of the things I was going to point out was he said that on the video on the landing page to buy his book, which he was using ClickFunnels. But
Hmm. Yeah, and see little things like that, like you recognize that, Tyler recognizes that. He's only been in this internet marketing space like a year, and you can already tell when it's a ClickFunnels page. And just little things like that. Like I remember when Tyler got started, he was like, "How do you know it's a ClickFunnels page?" Like, well, the buttons give it away.
right,
Uh, you know, and we like nobody else knows that except us. Like I can tell the difference between a ClickFunnels and a lead pages page, but those are nerdy things that only we would recognize.
yeah, you pick it up. It's the residual stuff. It's so cool, man. I keep on comparing trading to this because I was looking at my charts today and pointing out like a huge move. It just fell off a cliff. It looked like, and I was like, dude, that was so easy to see. But I just had a moment where I was like, man, I used to not have any clue what was going to happen, and I was really guessing up
Mhm.
until like a year and a half ago, you know? And then I'm starting to feel the same way with this affiliate stuff where I'm like, well, I know that if I put out one SERP page a day, I'll be able to find within a week one that works, and then I can dig into that one, you know, and make an
Mhm.
authority site.
Mhm.
Um, and so I'm starting to kind of map it out process wise. So my trading, I mapped out the same way because I only trade one strategy. I'm looking for one setup. I'm not looking at everything else, you know, and just kind of creating a system, right? I think as a beginner, there's so many pieces all over the place that you scramble to make sense of them. And that'll take you like, you can get into a rabbit hole and be there for 3 hours. And then you look up and you say, well, I didn't do shit today. I didn't get anything done. Um, when really you did get things done because you were trying to put it together.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I'm the type of person, I need results every single day as far as something I can look at and said, I did that today, or else I feel like I'm lazy or useless because I'm hard on myself that way, but I have to see a tangible result. Okay, there's a blog post. Okay, here's a video. Okay, here's a whatever. And it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, that's one thing you could do. I mean, it's really simple, but yeah, literally just publishing a whatever, a SERP shaker build of keywords or whatever post a day. And then eventually you're going to find the one that gets the traction the fastest. And then you can start focusing on that one. You know, in theory, they'll probably all eventually work, but you know, one's going to get traction quicker, and just go from there.
right. Well, anybody who's listening to this, if you're watching this, I think one of the things I had to get over early on is when you're going into anything blind, you don't know if it's going to work for you. You might have a friend like Greg. You might be looking at us and saying, well, you guys are winning, or you might know somebody, whatever. Be ready and willing to pay in order to have an advantage over the average person, right? I
Mhm.
just wrote about this. I was like, most writers, self-published writers at least, they self-publish and then they don't market their book.
Mhm.
So for some reason, you think you're a great writer, and you might be, and that's awesome, but you're not going to put in the work and effort to actually get it into people's hands.
Mhm.
Like that's the next level. That's that piece that other people don't want to do. That's how you set yourself apart, is by being really good at marketing. Not just marketing, but being good at it. Now you're in the top probably 3% of people who self-publish. You just separate yourself. So with this affiliate stuff, SEO affiliate domination gives you a skill of SEO that allows you to do affiliate domination, which is different than a lot of courses that are just going to teach you how to put links on a page. I'm learning stuff that has nothing to do with making money and everything to do with making money at the same time. The nuances and uh, being able to understand the different plugins and what they all do, and having recommendations from somebody who uses them, right? Before I pay. But there's money that you have to put up, obviously, and but don't run away from that. You get your money back if you complete Greg's course and you make your commission back or whatever, which I thought was amazing. Wealthy
Yeah.
Affiliate only charges you $20 and then $50 after that a month, but you never see that money again. So
Yeah, and you're kind of I'm not ripping on them or anything, but the ecosystem that they've created, they want you to kind of get your, I think, domain names and hosting kind of through their platform. So when you're done with them, which I would think you would kind of be done, get everything you could possibly extract from them in probably a year or less, all your stuff sort of tied to their platform. And
so bad.
and so you sort of have to kind of break free from that, but you're on this, monthly recurring payment, and it's just, whatever. That's their business model, but just something to consider if you are, you know,
Yeah.
considering investing in wealthy affiliate. And
They
I,
they
I
make it they make it easy to a fault though. They really don't encourage you to dig deep and try and go out of your way. And for me, like we were talking about earlier, getting the approval from the affiliate network. There were other people who clicked on it, but there weren't other people who actually went through and did it. And I think I've taken that for granted. I thought that everybody would do it. It's not a big deal. But now I'm starting to see that, wow, with your course, your ClickFunnels course, people I'm sure logged in and took it, but are they going to use what's in it?
probably not. I
I
give it to them, and and even then, the competition doesn't really increase because people just, they're like, oh, thanks for the free course. They'll create their account and never log in.
Jesus.
Um, but I want to, I feel like, with wealthy affiliate, that kind of community, it kind of reminds me of the results I've seen with um, things like, I guess, like Weight Watchers and Curves. Have you ever known any women that are like, go to these Curves meetings or Weight Watchers or whatever, and they just meet with other, I mean, there's no nice way to say it. I get that they're usually overweight women.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they meet with other women, and it's like a support group. But then, like, if they stay along with, keep going to those meetings, you'll be like, "Are you still going to those Weight Watcher meetings?" Like, yeah, we go there every week, and I just like whatever, talk about my feelings and my habits or something. And like 3 months, 6 months later, it goes by, and they're all still fat. You
Right.
know, like
It's rough.
I've
Yeah.
never met anybody that's like went from
Went
fat
through
to
what you want.
skinny from
Yeah.
curves. It's less, they just sort of stay in the same place and encourage people. It's like a support system, but no encouragement to to get skinny. It's just sort of like, you're fat. Oh, I'm fat too. Yeah, let's stay fat together. It's like you've probably heard that example of the crabs in the tank, and one's trying to get
Crab in the
away.
bucket. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, and then the others are like, no, stay down here with us. I feel like that's kind of wealthy. I feel like they